Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. What a great day this is. It really is. And there's so many that are feeling the energies, and that is why we're here. That's the purpose of our being with you live right now at this moment, because it's almost that magic time of 11:11 on 11:11. And I've asked Sally De La Rosa to join me, Gabby Forrester, and John Fiore. We're going to bring through some of this powerful energy that's connecting us in with Mother Gaia and bringing these codes of activation for this beautiful, beautiful opening of the 11:11 portal. So I see people are finding us. Hello, Maria. Hi, Stacy. We have 11 on, of course. Thank you, angels, for that sign. And we have people here in the Zoom with us that are hopefully going to hold that energy and receive. And any messages that come through, anyone is welcome to give those once we bring that activating energy through. So Sally, welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here, especially with everybody.
Yeah, I just was told that Sally needs to be here because there's messages to come through from you. So welcome, and I'm so anticipating what's going to come through. Gabby. Gabby's been bouncing for a bit and just couldn't resist being here as part of this, and I am so glad. So Gabby, I can't wait to hear also what you're going to bring through for this activation. And our darling John Fiore. John, I know that you're not feeling tip top physically, but emotionally, I feel your energy right here with us to bring this energy in to everyone. Thank you for being here. And you're muted. Your lips are moving, but there's no sound.
Okay, yeah, I was muted because
Charlie's pushing the unmute for you.
thanks for the invite, guys. It's really good to be with you all.
It's good to be here. So as I was saying earlier, we don't have to make this a difficult moment for us. It can be done and will be done if we set that intention with ease and grace. And the way we do that is to breathe it in, allow it, accept that it's here. You know, we're not burying our heads and saying there's nothing happening. This is crazy. We're saying, yes, this is for us. This is helping us. It's not here for any destructive purpose. It's not here for us to run and hide from or to not experience. It's here for us to experience. And that energy that comes in, a portal is an opening of energy, a field of light that comes into our planet. And Gabby, I would love if you would explain, you were just sharing with us before we went live about the Schumann resonance. Can you just take a moment and explain what you just found out?
Sure, I follow the Schumann resonance. It interests me. And I just checked it just before we came live, and there's a lot of green and blue normally. And when the good energy, the conscious energy is activated, white appears. So when I checked it just before, and they update it very regularly, there's a massive bolt of, and there's it's like an equator, and you go one way or the other way, and there's a massive bolt of white that goes both ways. So the Schumann resonance is like, I look at it as the conscious energy around the earth. And they read it, you know, it's a scientific thing, they read it. I just wanted to add too, that you saying, you know, ease and grace, this energy that's coming through, it will allow us to transcend the illusions, and it'll clear misconceptions and things like that we have. And then that will in turn empower us to recognize and comprehend the truth that's being delivered to us in our everyday lives, so that we will be able to recognize the truth more easily. It's definitely, it's a beautiful, I've been sitting in this energy 22 hours now, and it's definitely nothing to be fearful of. It's lovely. You just sit and allow, and Mother Earth, Gaia, is also blooming and healing from the energy that we are uplifting in.
Thank you. And I love that. And thank you for that explanation. So I know that many of us are getting the downloads. I've heard you speak of being awoken in the night, the energy coming in so strongly that it heats up our body. What happens with our frequency is we resonate at a certain frequency. That's our vibration that keeps us as a physical body. If we were resonating faster than that, we would probably explode. I'm just kidding. It would be different. And what happens is when that frequency heats up and revs up, we do experience that heat. So many of us were saying before the live that, we were kicking covers off. We were waking up soaked from the perspiration of our body giving that heat out. So these are some of the things that you might be experiencing. But again, it doesn't have to be a negative. Go into that energy and really take it in and feel what's happening with your body. Open up. And yes, our Marietta is on reminding us that everything is working perfectly. This is by perfect divine design that we are getting these downloads. They're here to help us. They're here helping us to understand more, to really feel into the frequency of our planet and help her heal. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia right now is just needing that healing touch. And we've been praying, we've been chanting, we've been putting our intentions out for that to happen. This is an ideal moment for us all together, our energy together, to bring that more prevalently to her, that healing energy. And so if you're feeling that uncomfortable feeling of being hot, of maybe some other physical sensations, just be gentle with yourself. Turn on a fan like Sally did. Right, Sally?
One leg out from the covers, that always works, as long as one leg's out.
Absolutely, yeah. Turning on that fan as high as it can go works. And I think if I would have had the air in last night, the air conditioner, I would have turned that on. So it was hot. It was really hot. So, that and mixed with the body aches makes for a pretty miserable night. But somehow I seem to have the energy, Gabby, to go on with the next day. You just seem to find it somewhere. There's a surplus of that going around. You just have to reach out and grab it. But yeah, it's listening to your bodies. Listen to your bodies. It will get us through all of this. So if we pay attention to when we're fatigued, lay down, take that nap, sleep in, go to bed early. I've been listening to that, and I've been in bed sleeping by 8 o'clock at night, which normally for me it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it's been 8 o'clock for a while. So listening to that, getting the sleep when I can, knowing even when I'm here at the center, knowing what has to be done and what I can put off until I'm better suited to deal with things. I do this quite often. So it's shifting things, and it's all right to do that. It's okay. So when people say don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today, no. Not during this. I say back up and listen to what your body tells you. If you can put something off till tomorrow when you're feeling a little bit better, it's okay to do so.
Give yourself permission to self-care.
Yes. Self-care is everything right now.
Salt baths. Salt baths.
Yes. Meditate, nap, long hot soaks in a nice, maybe a meditative bath, something that will help soak you in relieve some of the body aches that we are gaining because of all these transitions. Absolutely. It's everything about self-care right now.
It really is. John, any words? I want to lead us in doing something that may be a little off the wall, but I wanted to hear from John first.
Yeah, you know what, Teri? I was going to ask you to tune in for us. I wonder why. Look, I'm feeling this as this messages I've been getting are about not about being ungrateful. And I just went through, I went to the ER on Sunday. I had this bad kidney infection, and I came home. They pumped me up full of antibiotics, and it was pretty bad. So I needed the antibiotics, and I came home, and I really felt defeated. I felt defeated. I felt abandoned. I felt all of that stuff, that we feel as humans when we go through illnesses. And I caught myself in a moment of saying, "Oh, stop. I don't want to be ungrateful. I don't want to be ungrateful, God." And as soon as I did that, I felt the resistance. And I said, "Okay, I'm getting the message about this now." I said, "I understand." Well, this is, you guys know that I teach EFT, and I do a lot of EFT, but that is the sort of like the foundation of EFT is self-compassion. So in the moment, I was feeling abandoned by God. I was feeling, like, why are you beating the crap out of me? Okay. We all know that God ain't doing that. However, that's what you feel in the moment. So that is what your compassionate truth is. And what I'd like everybody to understand is, and this usually happens to a lot of very grateful people, okay? People that are very grateful and that don't want to complain a lot, okay? So in our work as light workers, we don't want to appear ungrateful. However, we're still human, and we're on this planet doing this work, and we're always going to have that experience. Okay, just like Jesus went into the Garden of Gethsemane before he went through his ordeal, and he laid it out there to the Father. That's the example of what I'm talking about. You got to lay it out there. Hey, this is friggin' hurting me right now. And that's what you're doing when you're tapping. You're releasing that truth to God. So the way I explain it to people is, listen, don't hold back with this stuff. Tell God what you're truly feeling. When you don't do that, you create resistance. And when you're in resistance, the law of attraction recognizes that as low vibration, judgment, self-judgment. That's just the way the frequency recognizes it, okay? Doesn't mean you're bad or good. It has nothing to do with that. It means that the frequency is you're in judgment. You're not being real with yourself, okay? So get out of that and get into self-compassion. And when you're in self-compassion, you're actually in what we call self-appreciation, and you're raising your vibration. So I did a couple of rounds of tapping on giving it to God, and I released that. You don't have to tap to do this, guys. You could just pray, okay? I teach tapping, and I show people when you don't have a way of doing this stuff, or you don't know how to get out of the mud, you could tap your way out of it. But it ain't the tapping that's doing it. It's the recognition of the truth that you're releasing. And so you can say a prayer to God. Hey, God, I feel like you just forgot about me, and I give this to you. There you go. You're releasing it. Okay? You don't have to go through hours of tapping or meditate. If you want to meditate, that makes you feel better. If you want to go put your feet in the dirt, whatever you want to do that makes you feel better, you do it. Some people like rituals. Okay. Some people like to get out of the mud real quick, like me. I like to tap. I'll get out quick so that I could get back to my work. And so ungrateful-itis is something that a lot of people that are very, very heart-centered and light workers, people that have big hearts, are afraid to seem ungrateful to God, and they're doing themselves a disservice. You're here not as a sacrifice. You're not being, your life is not a sacrifice. You're here to live and enjoy your life too. Okay. And through your life, you are an example to others, and you're going to share your life with others. But you're not here to give up your whole life like Mother Teresa. I don't want to say what anybody's journey is about, but often light workers feel like they have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And they do it in a way that really might not be serving them. We are of service to each other by being at our strongest. And so I'm saying, when you feel like you're down and the world's beating you up, give it to God. Give it to him. Hey, I feel like you're not with me today. What's going on here? But people are afraid to do that. They say, oh, I don't want to offend God. That's an old, I feel like religious, Teri, a religious belief that we've taken on. We don't want to like do any kind of sacrilege. I'm an old Catholic boy, so kind of like, Sally, you with me on this?
I am. I am.
So that's kind of like the way I interpret it. Hey guys, I'm the old dog here. I'm 67. So I think it's important for our younger folks to understand this. You know what? If you're feeling low, tap it out, meditate it out, but give it to God. God can take anything. I always tell my clients, picture God has his arm around you when he's saying, hey, tell me everything you want to tell me. Okay. Everything? Yeah. Well, I think you let me down. And I'm saying, I try to get them into that mode of understanding that you're not offending God or spirit if you release truth. How do you feel right now? I feel like you let me down. I'm always getting sick. What the hell's going on here? So I tapped around that. I know it's really not true on a spiritual level, but I was feeling that moment of agony in the garden. So I think that message was important for me to bring out for people and help them to understand that if you don't tell the truth, you're building resistance, and you're going to get more things to resist coming at you. So you're at your best. You're at your best for the world when you're at a higher vibration. And the way to get there is to be compassionate with yourself. Okay.
Right.
Let's let somebody else talk.
I've noticed, John, and I don't know if you have, with people, with myself as well, being a light worker, that an instant way to know when you're carrying too much weight and you need to relieve some is to check what they call God's mouth, which is from the it's from the neck down to the two shoulders and across. And this is where we tend to carry all the weight of the world. And that's where you'll feel yourself actually starting to curl in because the weight gets so heavy. And sometimes I'm guilty of this. I tend to get so busy that I wait until I'm like this and I can't take it no more. And then I'm like, okay, something's got to give here. I know what I'm doing and I know what's going on. I need to start releasing. So have you noticed that with yourself or with people?
You know what, Sally? I was just going to say that most of the people I've been helping lately come out of this are light workers, people that are doing the work.
Yes.
I got psychic kids coming to me. John, can you help me out? Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Yes.
100% of the time, in some way, they're beating themselves up or they're taking on too much.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I got to help. I understand you feel like you got to help, but what about yourself? So Sally, very good point. Thank you. That was excellent to bring up to people so they can understand this stuff.
Absolutely. So, you know, basically when you start feeling them shoulders, and that it's a perfect triangle is what it is, from the base of your skull down to your 2 shoulders and across. Within this space, there's your neck, there's your shoulders, the 2 places that tend to carry a lot of pain when we are carrying too much weight on our shoulders. So if you start to feel that ache and those pains in that area, examine yourself. It's time for you to go deep and dig some things out that you can release and get rid of some of that stress. You don't need to carry it. And that's kind of your big sign that you're overdoing it really, really quickly. It lets you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So one thing that I was led by Spirit to do today, they always give me messages in the weirdest ways. So this morning I got a text and it included a message for November 11th. And the angels go, "You're going to do this." I'm like, okay, this is kind of strange because normally when we do a meditation or we do an energy to activate, like the codes of activation that are coming into us, we go into our hearts, we meditate, where we sit quietly and listen to the silence. We're not doing that, guys. Get ready, okay? Because we've got a different plan for this meeting. And I'm like, okay. All right, so do any of you know what an old-fashioned revival looks and sounds like? Anybody?
I don't have a guitar.
Well, in a they call it a revival. It's where you get loud, you express yourself, you clap your hands, you stomp your feet. If you want to get up and move around, you get up and move around. That's what we're going to do, people. We're going to bring in this activation of these codes in a huge celebration. It's not time to just sit still. This is what the angels are saying. This is a time to move because that energy, think about it, that energy has come in. It's already here. It's already coming into our bodies. What happens when energy just sits stagnant? You start to feel the pain. You start to feel something's going on, but I don't know what it is. We're going to find what it is. So if you're experiencing pain somewhere, if you're experiencing that, I don't know what to do with myself feeling, we're going to shake it out. We're going to clap it out. We're going to stomp it out. That's what we're doing. If you want to laugh, laugh. We have so much fun at night when we chant together because the vibration is raised up and we all laugh and we move. So that's what we're going to do now. So clap it out. Come on, guys. Stomp, clap, laugh. Let's have this revival, the energy.
Have an old-fashioned revival.
Let's do it. Come on. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Come on.
What we're doing.
Move the
Stomping it out.
energy. Move
Get up and
it.
dance.
Feel it moving in your body. Anybody feel your energy moving yet? I'm
I'm
seeing
sweating
some
again.
yes, yes.
That's what. God's tapping.
Oh, John is tapping as we're clapping. We're going to tap. We're going to clap. We're going to accept, align, allow. Accept, align, allow. We're feeling the energy now. Accept, align, allow.
Go, Sally.
Come on, Sally. Do it with me.
That's the line alone.
Make me giggle.
Accept, align, allow.
I know the Teri.
Accept, align, allow. Yes. Are you feeling it? Anybody feeling it
Come
yet?
on, come over and dance, Chris.
Tap and dance. Yeah, exactly. Where's Christine?
I know the Teri. Except the line allow. That's our real
Line
classic.
allow. Accept the line allow.
She knows.
Bring it in the energy now. Accept the line allow.
Finish brushing your teeth, Chris.
She's brushing her teeth. Okay, so how are you feeling now? We've got a group on here. How are you feeling?
Got it.
Very good.
Good, good.
I feel great.
When you
Very
first
good.
said that we were going to do that, I thought, on you guys. But I feel much better now.
I do feel good.
Well, you know something, guys, our country and the whole planet, it doesn't matter. Let's forget about who won the election, what's going on. I felt the planet going through a very, very, very hard time with this election. Doesn't matter who you voted for, right or wrong, good or bad, any of that stuff. I don't want to talk about politics. It's got nothing to do with that. But because everybody, you know, everybody's got their own feelings about who they wanted as president. So does the planet. Okay. And I felt the collective energy was so drained by that whole process, Teri, that it's been hard on everyone right now. And so I couldn't agree more with this dancing and revival and getting together and eating pineapple pizza and having a party. that kind of exuberant energy
A
is
party.
what we need to do
Right.
to help each other because we've been locked down for a freaking year.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right? We're not able to gather with our family and friends as much as we would like to. It's kind of slipping back a little bit where I am. I don't know how you guys do.
It is here too, big time.
Now they're
And
starting to
my-
close down the bars and everything. All of that stuff is going on.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
We're being threatened with having everything taken back too. So
everything's,
Yep.
you know what? We're pulling back now, and there's a lot of hope in there's vaccines maybe coming out, and
Gonna be here. I guarantee you.
yeah, it's all
It will
it's
be.
all good things are coming. It's just getting through what we need
yes,
to
I've
get
actually got a friend that works for Pfizer, and we knew that this vaccine was coming 2 months ago. So they were secretly working on it 2 months ago. So yeah, it's coming. It is coming. They're
it's
saying
coming.
December.
Yeah, we'll
I
get
believe.
back to better days.
Yeah, but let's do more than just make it through. Let's do more than just survive
agree.
it. Let's
I'm
celebrate.
I'm just a little Australian girl and I don't know anything about the American election, but using it as an example with the state of how everybody is in confusion and fear and things like that, I believe it brings all the shadows and the things that we've done improperly in the past to the surface so that we can recognize them and then transmute them and send them on their way and do it differently.
That's what's actually happening to a
Wish.
lot of things that are coming up right now that we're facing, and it has been for like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been bringing things up, and why is because the light workers. We cannot heal the planet without shining our lights. It's like a whole catch-22. We have to shine our lights to reveal the ugliness that has been buried for so long. And now that we're doing that, everybody's like, what's going on? It's just one thing after another, after another. And I have actually caught this morning, John, that they are looking at going back after a couple of the popes because they knew things were going on. And so this is going to start another ball rolling with us. So, you know, I don't really practice my Catholic religion. I practice my spiritual side, but still some of those things bother me. It does. It still hits me because I was raised old Catholic, old Roman Catholic, old school religion. And so I really take it to heart sometimes. So I just try to hear it and release it, let it go, because it's not,
It's the thing. Don't
doing me. And I've got so many other things. But for everybody that is watching this, it hasn't quite clicked yet. We've been trained for this moment. We have received all these downloads, all this training, and yet I still see some people baffled, not knowing what to do, and it's kind of, like I said, listen to your bodies. It's going to guide you through this, through the physical parts of this. But You know, it's time for us to
We're
step
telling
into our divine light, to step
Oh my
into
God.
all that training we have received and use it. Now put it to good use. But yeah, lots of negativity going on out there. And I find the politics is just another route of bringing up the ugliness that we need to heal.
Yeah.
But
We
yes.
have we've all done our own shadow work. So now we're just doing it as a collective.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
It's time
Right,
to come
I-
together.
Well, some of us are still new at it too, Sally.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
We'll pull
and-
you along, no
so I haven't
problem.
found my light yet. I'm getting there.
The best
No.
way to shine your lights is to join with a band of people that they're vibrating a little higher. And then it actually kind of pulls you right along and you just kind of find your home and your place.
Yeah.
And trust me, when every so often you'll release that band of people too and go higher. You'll just go somewhere where you're vibrating even higher yet. And that's okay too. We have to follow our vibrations. We have to honor that because like I said, this is what we worked for. This
It
is
is
what
what we worked
we
for.
put ourselves out there for day in, day out. It's time to take our places.
Yeah.
And we can't go into the 5D dimension, which is where we're going, carrying all this stuff.
No, there's no room for the negativity there. It's time
Right.
to shed it. So if everybody's wondering why so much is falling off from us, this is why. Because we are moving into the 5D and there's no room for anything but pure love.
Yeah.
And that's what this energy is all about, this 1111 gateway.
Yeah.
You already received the downloads. We had a question from the audience. Did we miss the downloads? You didn't miss it. It's there. They came in. This energy that opened up came in. What we are doing is activating it. That's what this meeting is about. That's why we call this town meeting, people. So what we did already was moving the energy. We don't want it to just sit stagnant and for us not to feel it and really receive any of the messages that come in with this download. So movement is so important. Moving your body, it moves your mind. So clapping your hands, stomping your feet, dancing around. Where's our Christine? Did she finish brushing her teeth yet?
She's in the shower, I think.
Yeah, she
Now
just
she's showering. Okay.
yeah.
But
It's
dancing,
got
moving.
programmed.
Yeah, get your body moving. The body has just taken on all of this energy. Gabby, I can so resonate with what you've been going through. Gabby's been bouncing off the walls because that energy has come in so strongly. And don't you feel better with just some movement? The more you do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I also wanted to say too, even after we finished here, when you'll start seeing 1111 everywhere, number plates, receipts, the clock, everywhere. And every time you see that afterwards, it's like an acceleration in your DNA of the activation. So it will keep happening afterwards, after the initial activation. You'll see it everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And John, please talk to us more about the tapping and how we can use that
Yeah.
to really center
What's coming
ourselves
to-
in with this energy.
What's coming to me, Terry, is we have a collective spiritual group here, and we're talking about quote unquote energy. And what I want everybody to know, I don't care what you do for a living, whether you're flipping hamburgers, whether you're hauling trash. I don't care if you're digging ditches. Energy is what we are and what we're made of. It's not a spiritual concept. It's not only for spiritual people. When Teri says keep the energy moving, for you, if that means go play a round of tennis, fine. Okay? That means doing more things that bring you joy. That means whatever it means for you, going out with your pets, going out, doing whatever you want to do. Energy is not just for spiritual people. We are energy. And these things we're talking about, these downloads from the divine, they're not hooey spiritual concepts. They're happening whether you whether you are consciously aware of them or not. So learning to work with them and learning to work with them if you really don't understand what we're saying is the best way to work with them is by treating yourself good, your body, drinking proper amounts of water. Hint, hint, John, that I didn't do with a kidney infection. Proper foods, nourishment, okay? We can't treat our bodies, our vessels like crap and expect to feel good. So that's what, if you're a bodybuilder and you like to work out, that's what you do, then do it, okay? But this concept of energy is not sit on top of the mountain with your legs crossed and chant. It's not a spiritual concept. EFT is just energy movement. When I'm tapping with someone, I'm just asking them to express what you feel. And this tapping stuff is hitting these acupressure points on the body. And it's moving stuck energy in the body throughout the system so that it doesn't stay somewhere and start to create a dis-ease in the body. So this got nothing to do with being spiritual, guys. You can go to a psychiatrist and tap if you want, okay? So there's a big misconception about, oh, what are they talking about, this energy stuff? So that was my little part in this, Teri. I know I have to explain people because I know that my role is to bring understanding from the street to the spiritual and in between for the people that really don't understand the stuff we talk about. I know that's my role on this planet, and kind of like that's the way I approach it.
I have a perfect example of from the street view of shifting energy, and it involves myself, and I really hope that no one from my hometown watches this because I don't want anybody to know it's me. But purely for selfish reasons, I decided that when I went into our town to do shopping or anything like that, I would buy a bunch of flowers and walk up to whoever I was drawn to and say, these are for you, have an amazing day. And that was it. And I've done it twice now. And we have a local little Help a Sister Out page. And twice the people have posted on this page. And the first post, I think, got 172 likes, and because I've been watching them, and about 18 comments about people saying, oh, how wonderful that there's people still caring, and all that kind of thing. The second one I did was 2 days ago, and this is part of the reason why I am buzzing at the moment, because I'm still going off those energies. I was doing my supermarket shopping, and you walk in and there's just the little bunches for $15 in the supermarket. So I bought one of them while I was doing my shopping, and I walked out into the car park, was putting my shopping in the car park, and I knew they'd tell me who to give them to. And there was a lady further up who was working and packing stuff in their car. So I just walked up to her and said, excuse me, these are for you, have an amazing day. And turned around and walked off, and my daughter was with me waiting at the car, and she said to me, Mum, she looked at you like, weirdo. Anyway, I said, that doesn't matter, like once she gets over the whole weirdo thing, she'll, hopefully it'll make her feel good. If it makes her smile, then that's good for me. And it's purely selfish because it's made me feel good doing it. So I looked this afternoon on this page, and there's a post from the woman I gave them to. There's 400 likes on it. There's like 130 comments, and there's people saying we should all jump. Like, imagine if we all jumped on the bandwagon and we all did this. None of these people are spiritual. They're just everyday housewives and things like that. For me, that's shifting energy.
That's
Love
a
it.
shift. I agree.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
Gabby.
Those random acts of kindness. They make a big
Yes.
difference.
I love it.
Yes. So, you know, like John says, you don't have to be on the top of the mountain praying or anything. Smile at someone as you walk past them. You know, if you can hug someone, hug them. If you can pick up a piece of rubbish that you see laying on the ground, pick it up. You know, just be kind and be kind. And it does make a difference.
It does,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we feel like the small things are insignificant, and they're really not.
No,
Sen-
they're not.
You know, I kind of use the pebble in the lake effect, how it ripples out. So that's what energy is. And by everybody doing a little bit of that, you'll create a massive shift in the whole planet. And I know we're experiencing that already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, like the rhetoric now is to start pointing fingers, yeah, get out of office and all that stuff. I says, no, guys, don't approach it that way. I believe, Sally, you'll understand this. Teri, you guys will understand this. We know that our president served that purpose to bring all of this stuff to the light. We
Yeah.
know on a spiritual level, he brought all of this up so that we can deal with it. So we have done that, and I think our country's in a very joyful. Everybody I run into, I mean, there's a lot of people that voted for both sides, but the people I'm attracting the people that I feel are very joyful with the decision. So I think that's just a frequency thing. I'm running into them, okay?
Right.
But I'm not going to pass by somebody from the opposing side and taunt them or do anything like that. That's not the way to go with this. Okay.
Right.
I feel like we accomplished something. You know what? In 4 years, we're going to learn lessons as we go, no matter who's in office. It's got nothing to do with who's in office or who's the head of the free world and all of that. We're going to constantly go through this, but the idea is to help each other through it. And like Gabby said, these little random acts of kindness that we do, they help. Wow, what a beautiful thing that, you know, that gal just did. Isn't that sweet? As opposed to, you know, taking out a piece of trash and throwing it on the ground and disrespecting the earth. And I think the planet, I can certainly feel that my children and their children, my grandchildren, have a much healthier respect for this planet than I did, okay? Than my parents did. We're getting there. This is a beautiful planet, and it's going to keep getting better and better and better. The more we care for it, we create this. And we're creating this beautiful place for those who are going to come after us. So let me shut up and eat some pineapple pizza.
Beautiful.
You'll be on your own.
Well, I know we have, we've moved the energy, and I'm just looking behind me at the globe, and there's like a light shining.
There it is.
Oh, I got chills. That energy is coming through for our planet, for our beautiful.
Teri, I got to make a comment about how beautiful those flowers are coming out of Lynn's head.
I know.
It's my tulip crown.
I know, it's her crown.
My crown. That's my tulip crown.
Put it back on.
Sorry.
That was perfect.
It was
Perfect.
perfectly placed.
While you were
No, I
talking,
used to do the same thing, Gabby, that you did, except I found these out. I went to the dollar store one day and I found a bag of these little round glass. There weren't beads, but they were flat, kind of about the size of a quarter. And I would take them and I would take a black marker and put a smiley face on it, just a smile and two eyes. And I carried them around with me. And whenever I encountered somebody who was grumpy, I would hand one to them. Or if I was at a counter, I would just slide it over to them, and you could see their disposition changed.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and
Yeah.
that was so much fun to do. And I've really been feeling very strongly lately about doing that again. And it's such a thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, an entire bag for $1. There must have been 20 or 30 of them in there. You don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No.
People
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and I
They
got
do.
so much joy out of watching somebody going from,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go, oh, somebody's being nice to me, or
Yeah.
whatever it was that shifted for them that made them feel better. So thank you
Yeah.
for that. I'm definitely
no, you're
going to do
welcome.
that
You're
again.
welcome. The lady that for the second one, she actually said she cried a little bit. She hopped in a car and cried a little bit. But a $15 bunch of flowers has
Yeah.
now touched nearly 600 people. And for example, Charlie's daughter Christine, she gets rocks and paints a smiley face or affirmations like smile or love or things like that, and leaves them for people to find. Like, imagine how much fun it would be finding one of them.
That was big around here
We do
about a
that.
year ago. People were
Yeah.
We
doing
still
that
do
in our
it here in
neighborhood.
Allegan.
Yeah, that's
People
a
paint
great
them, and I've got a
idea.
couple still that I've saved, and I won't let go of for
Yeah,
that reason, because they just brought, in a moment when I was a little bit down, they brought me up, just finding
Yeah.
them. So I kept those as my little constant reminder.
yeah,
But yeah, people, the simplest things, for every time that we raise one person's light just a little, it shifts the world.
It
yeah,
So
does.
imagine what it would be like if everybody within this group did things like this, random acts of kindness, what the shifting would be after that. It's necessary. We need to do
It
this
is.
right now. So we need to stop turning our backs on people because it's too hard to deal with your life and their life too. But you don't really even have to deal with it. You just make them smile.
That's
Even
it.
if it's just for a moment, if you make them feel special for one moment, it makes a big difference in someone's
Yeah.
life.
And we always say that we are a reflection of others. So let's be the reflection for others.
We want to see it.
That's right.
And gratitude is wine of the soul.
Absolutely. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
And I
wine.
love Terry's
I
gratitude.
think
I like
I'm gonna
wine
become a
too.
wino.
Gratitude cards. I'm grateful for
We
you.
got them all over the place.
Give these out
I
everywhere.
recycle them and put them in different places for Charlie to find at weird times. I stick them all over the place because he'll just leave them on the
I
table.
was
and
gonna
there's no
say,
stick 'em someplace.
They're all over the
I'm
place.
not even here and he's finding them. He's like, he texted me the other day, some crazy lady put gratitude cards all over my house.
I love it. I love it. Well, this has been a different kind of activation. You all may have had an expectation when you came in here, but I just want to get a feel for how everybody's doing. And if you felt that energy moving, and if anybody, Sally, Gabby, John, anybody in the audience wants to bring a message that you're getting that's being said, okay, I've got this, it has to come out of me. I have to say this now. Sally, I see a yes.
Okay, the message that I have received and I have been working on for a while is that you need to trust that everything that is coming to light right now is for a reason. Not necessarily ours to understand in its entirety right now, but just trust that it is for everybody's well-being. Release any negative ties to it. Do not own anything. Do not own the aches and pains that you experience. Do not own the negativity as it comes to you. Basically, see yourself holding this reflective object, and every time something comes at you that is not necessarily for your highest good, it's reflecting it and bouncing it back off you. Continuously give this over to God. Always. Your aches and pains, the thoughts that you may have, the anger that you may feel spontaneously over somebody stealing your parking spot. All these things are designed to bring that ugliness out so we can heal it. No, you don't want to seal it in, but you don't want to own it either, because it can stay with you for a mighty long time.
Yeah.
So just release everything, allow the love to come into you, into your life, into your home, into your workplace, basically anywhere that you are. Know that if you are experiencing things, that there are people that you can talk to help get that stuff out of you, to help give you ideas of ways that you can transmute the negative things that we experience and take on. You can transmute this, and others can help you. And that's what we're here as a group of light workers for. We're reaching out, we're connecting with everybody. Through this connection creates this huge grid of healing. Step into the center. Step into the center. We've got you.
You know, we've been given a lot of tools, I think, to help us. Anytime I have a negative thought, the first thing I do is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, and it goes away. It just goes away. And I've been having a lot of dreams. For a while, I didn't understand them, but what they're saying is what it's saying, and I don't know if this means anything to me, but it's telling me step up, step up, step up. You're needed, step up. And it's been like a recurring dream and I'm pretty sure it's Michael that's telling me to step up. But no, I think if anybody, you may not be bouncing off the walls like Gabby, but if you stop,
Slowing down now.
your body is changing. I feel like my body has changed.
You got younger, Gene.
Body, but it feels better. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a change going on inside of me. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Uh, they're telling me to just send it out to the world. That it's there for you to use and to send it out.
Yeah.
The world needs you.
Terry, I laughed at your message for 2 hours after you said that to me. Sally just reminded me of what you said to me when I sent you the message earlier. I was on with Teri yesterday with another group, and I looked a little raggedy, and I thought, oh my stars, I look terrible. I need some makeup. I don't have any color. So this morning I said to Teri, I better take a shower and spruce up a little bit. I looked raggedy yesterday, and Miss instead of saying, oh, you always look beautiful, she goes to me, wear a mask. I know, right? I laughed for an hour.
The go-to.
I know.
It helps. It does.
Well, look at how I look today. I'm like, oh my goodness, I look blue. But anyway,
Blue today.
you know, I used to look in the mirror and I used to say, look at that old lady, you know, with all those wrinkles, and I would try to avoid mirrors. Not anymore. I look in the mirror and I say, I like that person in that mirror. You know?
I used to be very super critical of myself too, but now I look in the mirror and I see my light. I don't see anything else. I see the light.
Yeah,
So,
look in the
I
eye.
like that focus much better.
Yeah.
I don't want to focus on the gray hairs and the
I
aging. part.
agree. Look in the eyes, and you're going to see you, the real you.
I always look at Terry's eyes. I love how blue they are.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you, Kathy. And I feel the same about your eyes. When you come on to Zoom with us, I'm just drawn to that beauty of you, that beautiful energy coming from you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. And I wanted to ask you, was that my mom that was telling you to do this revival thing? She was a born again Christian.
Ooh, it could be. It could
Was
be.
it? Was her
I don't
name
know.
Stella?
I don't know who was in my
Oh my
room
gosh.
last night that threw my phone off the table, but it could have been her.
I
Somebody
just
woke
heard
me up.
somebody in the background yelling out, Stella! I bet you it is.
You know what? I named my motorbike Stella, and we used to say, Stella!
Stella.
No
Gotta love
accident,
synchronicities.
Gabby.
Her
Yeah.
nickname was Stella. We call her Stella Star. And
It's-
she always, everything was about angels.
yeah.
So that's why I guess I really am drawn to it now. It's like, I mean, 10 years after she left, yeah, you know, she's no longer with us. So it's like that took 10 years for me to really start to see the importance of having angels nearby.
Absolutely. I
So
love that she's guiding
I've
you.
learned to push away the negativity.
Mhm.
Like, you know, my husband was losing his temper because he was filling out, we're going to a new dentist today, and he's filling out the papers. And I'm like, okay, I'm going in the bedroom. That's it.
Yeah, walk away. You don't have to be in the energy. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I didn't want any part of negativity today. None.
Thank
That-
you. Thank you
that's-
all for being
Yeah,
here.
Kathy, that's a good point for people to understand. If someone in your family is having an experience, that's really important, Kathy. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Let them have their experience.
Let them have it. It's their movie.
Right. It doesn't mean you have to take care of their situation for them. If they have to be mad at the moment and do a reset and do what they got to do, let them do it. Okay? All you could do is say, hey, maybe, you know what? If you got to get away from the negativity and that's going to help you, you do it. The only thing we can do sometimes is offer help or assistance, but people have to go through their experiences. I called up, right, Teri, right before I was chatting with you, I called up a doctor, a new doctor. Oh, you need your medical records from the old doctor to be sent to me. I said, okay, thank you, no problem. I got off the phone and I said to myself, wait a minute, I ain't gonna resist this. I'm going back to my old doctor. I haven't seen the guy in 3 years. I said, just let me roll with this. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong decision, but I wasn't going to let that make any kind of resistance for me. I'm just going to roll with this today. Let me go see my old doctor. I missed the guy. I had strokes 3 years ago. I haven't seen the guy in 4 years. Let me go see the guy. And if I someday want to transfer my records, I'll do it. But I kind of felt into it and I said, you know what? It's time to take a ride and go see the guy. So what I think the point I'm trying to make is, I hope I'm trying to make this point, is to try to let go of resistance. When you see something ain't rolling right for you, take a time out, take a breath and say, you know what? Guys, that's saying that everything happens for you. If we could get into that flow of understanding, wait a minute, Spirit throwing a roadblock here for me for some reason, let me trust that. If you get into that kind of divine flow, I can guarantee your life is gonna take you to places that you've never thought you could go. So everything happens for me. Oh, that person doesn't want to talk to me no more. It might hurt, but you know what? It might lead you to the next relationship. So
Yeah.
Everything is happening for me. Let go of, try to notice a lot of pockets of resistance in your life. For me, it used to be regular medical professionals. Oh, I don't want to go see them. I don't want to take medicine. Well, let me tell you something. The medicine got me through a couple of critical experiences. Okay. So why am I maligning those people? Here's my mantra. I let everything on this planet and God's creation work for me. There's a good affirmation, guys. Let everything in God's creation work for you. If it's here, it's created by God. I don't care what it is. If you feel like you want to do it, do it. If you feel like you want to wear a mask, do it. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't do it. But don't adopt all of these different beliefs from all of these different people. Feel into what's right for you.
Right, right. And
Absolutely.
another important thing to remember also is that when others come into our lives, family members is a good example, that tend to be negative, it's okay to kind of distance yourself if you need to.
Absolutely.
Just because they were born linked to you in blood, in family, does not mean that you have to subject yourself to that. We went as far as to plant 4 crystals on our property and did a holy water grid across it, sealing everything off. And I have one daughter that is always negative, very gifted, but will not accept it. And so she carries the negativity first and foremost. And she won't even come over anymore because she can't bring it over the line. She cannot bring it over. She will not enter our house with the negativity. And it works. It really does work. So if anybody wants to know that process, let me know. I'll guide you through it. But it's an amazing tool in our tool belts to block that negative energy.
It is. And then to shake it off. If any of it does come onto you, just shake it off and do the revival again.
Absolutely. I'm getting ready to do the same thing down here at the center and bury 4 crystals and block that off there too.
Absolutely.
I don't want to deal with it if I don't have to. So, and then what does make it pass, through the line can easily be dispersed somewhere in another way. It doesn't have to be, or transmuted. It doesn't have to stick.
Camera
with
shy.
us. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to end the show because we have a book club meeting coming up. And I know Jean needs something to eat probably.
I gotta take Christine. Right.
We gotta take care of Jean. And Charlie
yourself.
has to go take his daughter, Christine. Give Christine our love and give Tony our love. I just saw her walk by.
Absolutely. She just came in for lunch.
And Gabby, John, Sally, thank you all so much for helping to
You're
lead
so
the
welcome. Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, Terry, thank you.
Thank you, Teri.
Thank you.
Bye, Sally, John.
Catherine,
It was great being with you,
Hi,
so.
everybody.
Gabby,
I want you all
Yeah.
to give yourself a hand. Give
Christine
yourself a hand.
said,
for
and
being
Gabby
here.
needs to go to bed. She's
Yeah,
gonna
but we're
I'm
gonna-
Trish, you want to say hi to everybody? Wait, she's coming in to say hi. Come on, get in here. Hi.
Christine, hi. Oh, I love your hair.
Aw,
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, I want all of you.
Bed, Gabby. Prepare for your bedtime.
I promise, I'm going now. I'm going now.
Yeah, see you ever dancing.
We'll see you chanting, she says.
Yes.
All right, I'll pull
Camping,
myself
Gabby.
out for that.
If you make it
See,
tonight.
Jean's down there too.
Say hi.
Yeah, you are in a different room.
Yeah, Jean, you're in a different room.
I am.
I noticed that too.
This is the blue
You're
room.
very,
See,
you're very,
I'm
you're very observant, Chris.
And then I did the Zoom my app to my phone, so you need to hook me up on Zoom.
All right. I gotta hook her up on Zoom so she can Zoom when she's on vacation. When
That's
I'm
right.
not there.
Can't when she's
We're
on
doing that.
vacation, who's not there.
Exactly.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to end, but before we do, give yourself a hand for being here. Everybody, come on. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here
All
today.
right.
Oh, I love you so much. All of
All
you.
right,
Where are you,
everybody
Terry?
have a great rest of your day. Good night's sleep,
Good
Gabby.
night,
Good.
Gab.
We'll see you
See you
later.
later, Jean.
Where are you, Terry?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm on Earth.
No,
She's in Colorado.
Zoom.
still in Colorado.
I'm in Colorado. Yes.
I can't keep up with you.
I know, nobody can, not even me.
She's
We
stuck
love
there.
you so much. Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.